Great to meet you both. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've seen this movie like 5 or 6 times. How many times have you seen this movie?
I'd say 5.
Okay.
I've seen it twice.
Okay.
In my defense, I have a very young daughter, 1-year-old, so it's hard to see movies at all.
Okay.
But I did get to go see the premiere, and then and then I had a screener to be able to show them.
Which is an excellent segue into, I was going to get to it later, but we can talk about it now. We get to own it at home.
Exactly.
And we can get that count up to 5. This is the 5 club.
I know. I'll watch 3 more times tonight.
When you all found out that you were going to be in Frozen 2, who did you tell first?
Well, you couldn't say a word. I didn't tell anyone for like a week.
Really? Was that
Which
the same
was
story
really
with you?
hard for me.
I told my fiance.
Okay.
You did?
Yeah, just that I was in it. I couldn't tell her much of anything else.
Uh-oh, here come the Disney cops. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, my team scared me. They really scared me. They're like, do not, no one. And I was like, this is the hardest thing, because my parents knew that I was up for it. Like, I was in the top mix. I just knew that. So I got a phone call a day. Have you heard anything? Meanwhile, I know I have it, and I'm like, I haven't heard anything. I don't know. And it was so tough, so hard. But when I finally was able to tell them like a week later, it was the best thing ever.
Well, when we first met each other, it was still a secret. So we were kind of like,
we're in Frozen. Yeah. I went up to him at a party and I was like, Psst, I'm playing your sister in Frozen 2.
how do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah. But
yeah.
Then you had to walk out in the room and with everybody else and act like, I don't know what we're talking about.
yeah, like, how do you know Jason? I'm like, I don't know
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah,
What are you
we-
talking about? We've never
Jason
met.
who? We
Jason
haven't
who?
Yeah, exactly.
But how did you celebrate when you could celebrate?
Oh gosh. Well, the first day I was able to kind of tell people, I immediately went and got like frozen popsicles and had a couple to myself. It was a nice little moment. And then went to Disneyland probably like a month after that. Any excuse to go to Disneyland always. And I obviously wasn't out. I thought it was gonna be, I thought the announcement would happen maybe a month or 2 after we booked it.
It was
and then they were
almost
like,
a year?
wait a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
finally when it came out, we were like, whoa!
Yeah.
That's why we were so excited to see each other and talk about it, because
We're
it
like,
was
finally.
You know, yeah, even our closest friends. I sort of even broke the thing by telling
Yeah, I told a
Melanie, but
couple people, but I was pretty good about it until it was finally announced.
They were all sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
Has this experience lived up to everything you expected? I mean, these movies last for generations.
Yeah.
And this is the #1 animated movie of all time. It was my #1 for 2019. That's an even better stat.
There we go.
I
That's what
love that.
matters.
And I voted for it.
Thank you.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to tell. I don't care.
I love that. No,
but it's this has got to be surreal.
It is so surreal. I mean, we're both huge Disney fans, and
Yes.
the idea of potentially Frozen 2 being up on the shelf with, you know, other people's 101 Dalmatians and Little Mermaid and the Frozen 1, and it's just so cool.
Yeah, it's a dream.
Not that it's called Frozen 1, it's just Frozen.
It's just Frozen. It's just Frozen. You all are screaming on social media. I was looking through, I wasn't stalking, but I guess I was, to get ready to talk with you today. But I love the fact that you're both super excited about the fact that it is coming out on home release.
Yeah,
Yes.
On the
yeah.
digital platforms.
Yes.
Tell me why you're so excited about it. Obviously, just to own it, but there has to be other reasons because you're just like screaming about it.
Well, there is something about like having a physical copy of it, where you're like,
Yeah.
you know, when there's an electromagnetic pulse and all digital media is wiped out,
Right.
we'll still be able to put it
Still
on
have
our
our
little Blu-rays.
DVDs. I'm excited for the deleted scenes and like the bonus
Me
stuff
too.
that I haven't been able to see. I'm really excited to see what they add on to that.
Me too.
Very eager.
The new songs. Yeah, I'm very excited for all the special features.
Yeah.
I love the energy. You both are just fantastic.
You
Love
too.
the characters.
Thank
awesome
you.
times.
Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Fun. First of all, it's great to see you both again.
It's good
Great
to
to
see
see you
you.
too.
Mom says hi.
How does the mom feel about the nose ring?
It's been there for a while. She actually found out about it when there was a national story on another network, not the one that I'm on. And she didn't even care that I was on the national news. And first thing she said was, "When did you get that done?" And I'm like, "Mom, I was on national TV." Anyway.
It's tasteful.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I was watching this is the sequel interview, by the way, from our first one we did.
That's right. This is
Okay.
an interview too.
Yes. So
Just like Frozen 2.
it is. And I was Googling interviews with you all. First one that popped up, ours.
Whoa.
from the last time when you played Into the Unknown.
Oh, and we sang.
Sorry,
Yes.
we have no piano here today.
Yeah.
That's quite all right. So what I did by watching that interview was going back and writing notes, questions that I didn't get to ask that we're going to ask in the sequel. And I cannot believe I didn't ask this first question. In the process, do you get the script or does the song start first?
No, it's all story. It takes about 5 years, and it's more like building a giant Lego city. So the first screening, you build, all your buildings. They're a little sloppy, and you're throwing a couple songs in. And then after the screening, people come with a baseball bat and they trash everything they don't like. And then maybe there's 3 buildings standing. Maybe one of those is a song. You take those buildings, you bring them to a new gymnasium. You have 3 months to rebuild a whole new Lego city, and you do that 7 times. And along the way, the story is changing, and the songs hopefully get moved to the new gymnasium each screening, and that is how.
I love that explanation. That's so cool. So when you guys are out and about, another question I didn't get to ask last time, and you hear your songs, do you chuckle? Do you go, yay? What do you do? Because I heard Let It Go. I guess Frozen is in town on Broadway.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I heard it on my TV in the hotel like over and over again. But when you all hear these songs, like just out and about.
It's like, oh, honey, it's our song. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what we do.
And he sounds that much like Kermit when he does it too.
It's always special to hear them in any context. And particularly with Into the Unknown, we just heard that there's this thing of people kids in malls singing the call, like, ah, and then people answering
just
back,
go, ah.
random people. Yeah.
You all went on a Disney cruise vacation.
We did.
And that looked like fun. I've done 2, but it looked like you all had a blast. But you got to see these performed.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I ask, what is it like to see these live?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, every iteration is different. There's an iteration at Disneyland that's really fun, that has like a beautiful screen behind it. The cruise ship version, oh my God, the Anna and the Elsa right now, Elsa especially, is like unbelievable. And they do a cool thing with Love is an Open Door at the end. They're all different. And it's just amazing to watch how they bring especially the kids to life. For many of those kids, it's the first time they've ever seen a live Broadway-style musical, and to hope that it ignites the love for musical theater that I got when I was a little kid in the audience watching Annie.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
One final behind-the-scenes question. Do you all just write down notes, like concepts? I always carry a pad with me. I'm old school. I know people put it on digital phones, but I do carry a pen. I have it in my pocket right now and a piece of paper. If I see something, I'm going to write down a note, maybe just for a future interview or a good question I think of. Do you all do that for inspiration for maybe future songs?
For me, it's voice memos on my iPhone. I'll sing. If
You
I
did
if
go.
a tune,
You went futuristic.
Yeah, futuristic,
Okay,
but
noted.
you can't really. I mean, I suppose you could write down a tune on a notepad, but it's a lot quicker just to go do 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 on your phone.
Okay.
To me, I sort of collect inspirations, and then when I'm working on a specific problem, you can't know what the problem's going to be. Then you're like, oh, I remember there was that amazing duet that I heard, and then I'll try and call it up.
Well, I am just so proud of you all. This movie's humongous. #1 animated of all time. And I will also say it was my #1 for 2019, and I voted for your all song, Into the Unknown.
thank you.
Thank you for everything, and I can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you.
I am so happy to see you all again. I'm calling this our sequel to the last interview. So those people watching online, it's part 2. Congratulations, #1 animated film of all time. And here's a better stat for you. My #1 animated film of 2019.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I voted for it, and I absolutely love this movie.
Thank you.
And now we get to own it at home.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
opening question for you today is, when it was released in theaters, this is the last time we talked, it was before it was released. Maybe you drove by a theater, maybe you saw somebody, holding an Olaf, maybe you saw a princess going down the street. What were your thoughts? People flocked to the theaters to see this movie. How proud were you all?
I think it was amazing. As the movie opened, we got the opportunity to travel around the world, really, and be there opening weekends and see the response and sit on some of the premieres. And it is overwhelming to watch it in the theater, something you've worked on for many years, and now it's theirs. And the fact that they they want to see it and embrace it is exciting to us.
And I think it's great we get to own it at home now.
Yes.
How many times have you all seen Frozen 2? Okay, that answers the question.
Yeah.
Because I spoke with the animators earlier, and the process that you all go through.
We know every line. Let's just say we know every line. We know every lyric.
I don't think
we know every shot.
there's a number, really. It's just that they can go that high.
Yeah.
But now we get to own it at home. And what can we look forward to? What can we see now?
Well, there are a lot of great sort of deleted scenes. Those are kind of some of our favorites that we chose. Ones that, for several reasons, whatever they might be or not, couldn't make the cut. But they're great scenes. There's some great songs in there that had to be cut. But again, the story told us what it needed. And these just didn't make the cut, but we still love them.
I love that it also lets you into our process. Like, we're showing you things we cut. They didn't make it. They almost feel like different stories a little bit, but then you can feel the inspiration. But I love that there's a lot about sort of how we did it that you get to
And we
see.
always talk about them as deleted, but really
Right.
we always learn something from it that
Right.
makes its way into another part of the film.
That's true. Yeah.
How do you decide? I didn't even think to ask this question. I know I didn't ask it on the first part of this interview. Sequel today, I'm asking, how do you decide what doesn't fit? Because it's like a parent with their child. Like, that kid's not going to that school,
No.
or they're not going to rehearse, for the play or whatever. Is that a hard thing to
Yeah.
do? Is it?
When it comes to a song, we have a moment of silence.
Because we've fallen in love with
Yeah.
the song. We've listened to it in our cars lots and lots and lots. We've worked with it for months. And it's just a gut thing. We all kind of look at each other. We'll watch the movie as a whole. We'll go, there's something that just doesn't quite work there. So.
And every day we say the scenes, the stories, the lines have to earn their way back in every day. And it's until you run out of time and finish it, right, Peter? So-
I wouldn't mind a 3-hour film. I really wouldn't. Serious, I'm a fan. You see the shoes today. So let's talk about the magic, though, that is Frozen 2. We're going to go a little bit more in depth. What is the spark for you about this film in particular?
Well, I think it always comes back to the sister relationship, and even when we're developing the movie, anytime we strayed too far away from it being a movie about these two sisters and their relationship, that was sort of our signal that we had to return to that.
That's what it was for me, that you get to more of the relationship.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's backstory as well in this one, but that was for me, that you really get to know the characters a little bit more. What's your favorite song? We're going to go down the row. I know,
Okay.
again. See, these are sequel
Yeah,
questions.
it's
Your
hard.
favorite song?
Just for sheer kind of fun and quirkiness, Lost in the Woods.
I just sang that downstairs.
Yeah.
Or down the hall.
had-
you don't want to
yeah.
hear what I did.
And it is a genuine tie between Into the Unknown and Show Yourself. It depends on my mood which one I listen to. They mean different things, and they both give me a charge. So
I love that. You're up, Peter.
Again, all the songs, different days. I think the song we're also very proud of is Anna's song, "Do the Next Right Thing." I think it's a powerful message. I think it's a great song to have out in the world and to give people hope when perhaps they don't know what to do next. So I'm proud of that.
Do me a favor, keep making these movies, because I absolutely love talking to each and every one of you all. When I went back and saw the other one, I was like, it's going to be a great day.
Oh,
It was
thank
awesome.
you.